Full Moon Features releases on Blu-ray another Jess Franco erotic thriller from 1977. This time we have Voodoo Passion, starring Vicky Adams and Jack Taylor. Jack Taylor, who starred in a ton of Eurotrash, Euro sleaze movies in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. I think at least 70s and 80s and beyond. Always nice to see Jack Taylor in anything. And in this film, you see all of Jack Taylor. You see maybe a few inches shy of all of Jack Taylor. You see more Jack Taylor than I've ever seen in a film, more Jack Taylor than I ever thought I would see in a film, and now I know all about Jack. So, what is this film about? It's about 86 minutes long. It's really goofy. It's a Jess Franco movie. So if you don't know, Jess Franco was a Spanish director who directed tons of films in Europe over the course of several decades, at least the 60s into the 90s, probably farther on either end of that than I know about. I'm vaguely aware of his career. I've watched a few here and there. Generally, I don't like Jess Franco movies because I think they're not very good or they're not very well made. I'm coming to find them entertaining now as I watch some of these Full Moon releases, and this one is included in that. It's really just a softcore sex movie. There's a lot of rutting in this film. There's a lot of nudity. Most of the female cast in this film, running time, they are naked more often than they are not, which, in my opinion, is not terribly a bad thing if you're watching a film like this. Most of the male cast in this film is naked more often than not. These movies exist to show the audience naked people. And this film, on that level alone, is a rousing success. So, the story here is a woman travels to Haiti where her husband is a dignitary. He's an ambassador or something like that. And she hasn't been there yet. I guess he's gone ahead and he's been there for a while. She gets to Haiti. She's greeted by a representative and a lovely lady in a cab, and she takes her there, and the lady's telling her all about Haiti, and there's voodoo here, and this and that. Takes him to this palatial, gorgeous house that he lives in, or mansion, or estate, or whatever it is. She walks into the place. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. She walks into the place and finds a naked blonde woman in her husband's bed. The woman declares that she is the sister that apparently the wife has never met, and she likes to cuddle with her brother at night, and he's cool with it, and she should be cool with it. There's nothing going on. She's his sister, seriously. And by the way, do you want to take a bath? That's the way this movie goes. So that's the level this film is operating on. So the wife is feeling her way around and feeling things out, so to speak, and Jack Taylor is the husband, the dignitary. And we find that as time goes on, they have a little makeup, getting to know you. Hey, how have you been? Let's get naked and talk about it. And soon enough, the bride finds herself under the spell of voodoo passion. Basically, there's a whole lot of bongo drums going on, a whole lot of voodoo stuff going on. She gets enraptured and encased in the voodoo spell, and it causes her to walk around naked and dream that she's naked and have sex with people and just dance naked. And there's a whole lot of people. It's a whole lot of bongos and a whole lot of people shaking it naked in this film. There's not a lot to this. Eventually, close to the end of the movie, like the complete lack of plot catches up and a whole lot happens at once, and it's laughably a lot that goes on, and it's laughably complicated and suddenly filled with intrigue and things like that. It's not a very good movie, but if you are of the right age, persuasion, or mindset and wanted to watch a movie on Cinemax after dark, this would have been very entertaining at that time. If you were part of the Raincoat crowd who wanted to see this in a European, adult theater or something at the time. It's not an explicit film. When I say softcore, there's no... You kind of sometimes see the parts, but you don't see the parts and how they fit. Let's say it's not really explicit. It's just a lot of nakedness and stuff like that. Eroticism, as they say. It's relatively well shot. There's actually some really good shots in this. There's a shot of our heroine laying on a bed with there's mirrors in a room, and it has that infinity look. And he could have easily, as he often did, not bothered to set up a shot that nice. And the transfer on this looks beautiful. The sound is beautiful. These are really nice additions that Full Moon is putting out of these films. So it's just... It's voodoo passion. What can I say? If you like Jess Franco, you're going to want to check this out. If you don't know Jess Franco and you want to see a 1977 shot by Europeans film made in Haiti with just a tremendous amount of naked people, this has got that going for it. Extras, Franco Bloody Franco. This is an audio interview with Jess Franco that was done in 1976, which is kind of cool. It's 40 minutes and it's subtitled. It's all done in German. This film, by the way, I should say, the print of this film utilized here is the German release, so the title is in German. It doesn't say Voodoo Passion, and a lot of the extras lean toward that German release information. There's a rare photo slideshow that is 2 minutes. That is German lobby cards and press book set to some score from the film. There's the German trailer, which looks great. Doesn't look as quite as good as the film, but it looks like it's an HD scan of an original trailer. That's cool. You get the vintage Franco VHS trailer reel. This also appears on the Blu-ray, so if you've got that, this is exactly the same. It's 7 minutes of old Wizard Video trailers. Wizard Video is Charles Band, who runs Full Moon Productions. He had Wizard Video before that, and in the 80s, he was one of the guys just pumping out the giant big box VHS tapes of horror movies, of which these were. So you get the old Wizard Video trailers for a bunch of his Franco releases that he had put out on tape back then, looking like they're from videotape sources. So they don't look great, but they look like an old X-rental tape, if not slightly worse than that. And they show you the big box covers for each of the films before they go into the trailer. Oasis of the Living Dead, Demoniac. I'm doing this like you can see it under the camera. Oasis of the Living Dead, Demoniac, A Virgin of the Living Dead, The Screaming Dead, Erotic Hill, and The Invisible Dead. So that's what this package is. I thought it was fun. You know, I still won't say I like Jess Franco movies, but I am warming to some of them in the context of what they were made for and what they are. It is a goofy, nudity-filled romp from 1977 that has that otherworldly feel of a dubbed European film from that period, or of a film, I guess this one only has, let me look, I think this only has English or German audio. Let's go back a little bit, because this is something I wanted to say. I did say about the Blu-ray, if you watch the review for that. The English dub sounds vintage on this, and I don't mind an English dub for an older movie if it's from the period. When they do a newer dub for an older movie, it often doesn't, the fidelity doesn't quite match the image, if that makes any sense. It sounds too new. So the English dub is how I watched this. It's English or German audio, so you can hear the original German dub that would have been on the print that they used for this. The subtitles are English SDH subtitles. That's for subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing, which means they also describe what the sounds in the film are. So it will be able to dialogue as subtitles normally would be, but it'll also be like if a doorbell rings, in parentheses, it'll say doorbell rings. Or if music is playing, so sometimes during the sex scenes, it'll just, a title will come up in parentheses that says soft jazz music continues, which is kind of funny. But if you're watching it in German with that as your subtitles, that's the only choice you have is the SDH subtitles. That can be a little bit of a bummer because they don't always sync up with the voices in German, and they have those additional descriptors that I always find distracting when I'm watching a movie. So just know that if you want to watch it with the German dub on this, with English subtitles, they're going to be the SDH subtitles. But for me, the English dub was fine. At any rate, 1977's Voodoo Passion, now available on Blu-ray, courtesy of the fine folks at Full Moon Features.